I'll start watching one, fall asleep, and wake up and something else is totally not even closely resembles the one I fell asleep watching.
Good evening. I have 6:30 in the evening on the 19th November. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Would you open us in prayer, please, sir?
Let's pray. Our living Heavenly Father, we come before you thanking you for the blessings that you give us and all the things we recognize even as a country that we have this month set aside for Thanksgiving, and so we have so much to be thankful for. We are blessed people. We thank you for the opportunity of serving this community, and we pray, Lord, that you bless this meeting, be glorified in our lives. May we work together to better this city as well as your kingdom. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Hall.
Here.
Councilmember Chapman is absent. Councilmember McMinn.
Here.
Councilmember Hefner.
Here.
Councilmember Brooke.
Here.
And Councilmember Rubel.
Here.
We have a quorum. First up on the agenda tonight is the review and approval of the council meeting minutes from October 15th. You've had a chance to review. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
Motion. Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up on the agenda is financial reports and department reports. We had a chance to review them. Financials for October were not provided this time. They'll be provided next time. So a motion
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up on the agenda is Planning Commission.
Good evening. How y'all doing? Good. We had a loaded agenda last month, so the mayor has provided me some slides that will help with the different things we had. We had the Deerfield South site plan. We did approve that unanimously. That's what it's going to look like. It's going to be a nice little duplex community right there between the animal control and the existing houses. Maybe curve around a little bit behind it.
Right.
But yeah, we approved it. We think it looks good, and we think it'll be a good addition to the community. Next.
We'll also make note that that is a private drive,
Yes.
potentially gated community.
Right.
Then why is there a road into the other subdivision?
For fire department access. There'll be a gate there. It'll have a Knox box, they call it, for fire department access, but it won't be accessible by normal traffic. So because it's a private drive, we are not responsible for them.
Yep. So we approved that. And then we also, next thing was Paws Place Phase 2. We had a preliminary plat. We thought this looked fine as well. Staff had no issues with it, so we approved that. And then next is Oakland Grove, Lot 66, well, 65, 66, and 67. Mr. Abrams is over here. He went into an agreement with his neighbor to purchase a part of her plat and have this replat done so that he can do the landscaping on the curve of this hill. That way he doesn't have to worry about it eroding into his yard and basically into the back of his house. That's the way the elevation is there. So they've signed a notarized letter stating she's fine with that and they're going to go forward. So we went ahead and approved that. We do need y'all to take action on the replat.
Council, I need a motion to approve the replat as presented. If you have any questions, first of all, are there any questions?
Motion.
Hearing none, motion. We have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Next, we have a variance request for Moonlight Meadows. They asked to move their side setbacks from 6 feet to 5 feet because the builder, D.R. Horton, wants to build bigger homes on the lots. It doesn't change the size of the lots or anything, just a bigger home, so it creates a 5-foot side setback. Staff worked with the engineer and came up with an idea to make sure that there is non-combustible materials used on all exterior walls of the homes, and there will be a BOA of 90% that will go as well with that.
These will be all brick homes.
Correct, yeah.
Explain that to me, though, when you're saying 5 foot, they're just like 5 foot between?
Between the property
10
line
feet
and the house.
Between the houses, but
Right.
it'll be 5 foot from the
Instead of
property
12
line on
foot,
either
it'll be 10
side.
foot. Which is the going area now.
A lot of people are looking for smaller lots.
What are we, but ours is not, like
Yes,
in
sir.
our stuff.
It's 12 foot. 6 foot on each side is their minimum setbacks.
I think the problem that, I mean, if there is a problem, the problem I have is that once we make this variance, it's going to be every neighborhood that we have.
If you look at the ODUDO and high density, this is what it's calling for. The trend now is for smaller lots and larger homes.
So these people won't have access to their backyards via the side of their house any
Sure.
longer? How?
By 5 foot,
It's not enough to put a
Yeah, it's
trailer
either
back
5 foot or
there or
6 foot.
nothing? This
The,
doesn't make sense.
variance was approved by the planning commission.
So we have no say.
No, variances are approved by the planning commission.
Yeah, I was just reporting to y'all that we approved it, but we had the contingency that they need to use the non-combustible materials on the exterior walls, making all 4 walls brick if they're going to be that close to each other.
Is that the entire subdivision?
Yes. 554 homes.
That's scary.
Have we, how big are the houses? They told you how big they're going to be?
They said they were going to be around 1,800 to 2,000 instead of 1,500 to 1,700. I mean, if y'all have any concerns, please let me know, and I'll bring it to Planning Commission if this type of thing comes up again.
I personally want to approve any more variances like that if it comes up again. The variances need to be 6 foot like they are now. I wouldn't go any lower. Because you're not going to have any, they're not going to have any, like, you're saying there's not going to be room in between the things.
I mean, you couldn't even get a riding lawnmower in the backyard if you needed one. I mean, they'd have to have a.
Not zero, Zach, not zero, no.
I agree.
Okay. I will take that to Planning Commission the next time this comes up. I'll let them know that there was a concern of council when I brought this to y'all for this issue.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next, we have Windsor Park Edition, Phase 3. It's a preliminary plat. And we didn't have any issue with this. Staff said it looked good. So we went ahead and approved the preliminary plat.
This is located behind the school, behind Carla's Dance Studio, that wooded area back there. It was to be developed, it's 182 houses.
Yeah, and I did ask them about, I don't know if y'all have driven down Peyton and seen mud out on the road around that area, but I did ask them about that, and they said that it's not them, it's the owner clearing, has hired a timber company to clear it,
Right.
so it's not the builders.
You know where the fire station is on Clayton Street?
Across
Right
the
across the
street.
street.
Mhm.
It is. Also in this plan, on the north end up there, there'll be a sidewalk that connects to Green Acres, Weatherwood, at that bridge area. And there's a sidewalk that'll also connect to the school itself. In time, you'll be able to walk from Brewer Street and Markham to the school on sidewalk.
And how big are these lots and houses going to be?
These are
This is just for the preliminary plat, so there's no houses that have been presented to us yet, but as far as the lots, there are typical over 7,000 square feet, I believe is what is
the
required.
R1 standard.
Yeah, our
Yes.
standard. So, And after this, we'll have a final plat and then the site plan with the houses on it. So,
Well, yes and no.
yes and no?
No,
Okay.
preliminary plat, they can start construction after this. Final
Right.
plat comes in when they get all the infrastructure in.
Right, yeah. But I meant the size of the houses and
Right.
whatnot, because I knew they would
We'll
have
know that
questions. Yeah. And that is it. So I do think we have something else that you needed to, was there something else that they needed to take action on?
Don't believe so.
Okay. All right. Well, that is it then.
Don't leave though, I want to hear about trees.
Okay, I've received 2 documents that I requested from my former employers to present to y'all in January, and I will be sending those to Nikki to put in a slideshow. It has 2 separate types. We had the memorial trees at the park, and we also had individual home sales for the trees for their yards. So it'll have information on both of those for y'all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Ms. Aaron? Hearing none, I'd request a vote, a motion to approve the planning commission report as presented. Okay, we have a motion, we have a second?
Second.
All right. Hearing any further discussion, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, thank you. Next on the agenda is the Water Wastewater Advisory Committee.
We met and we actually had, our guests from Zealous come and talk to us because we have, our trash pickup is on our water bill. So we have really concluded like learning everything about how to read the bill, how the meters run, all of that kind of stuff. We're taking the month of December off to allow everyone on the committee to do a tour with Bruce or with Brian to see how everything works around here water-wise, and then we will meet again in January and start
And
coming from there.
wastewater-wise. Yeah. Very good. Any questions, comments to the chairperson? All right. Street Parking Committee, Chief?
Nothing new to report, but because of the holidays and scheduling conflicts, I've decided to put it off and start again in January.
All right. We'll not ask you next month. How's that?
Okay.
Has there been any work on the UDO?
Yes.
Is there a way that I can get a new copy so I can look at what's existing?
Sure. Okay. Next on the agenda, we have any old business. Next on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk, if you read the title, Resolution 2024-44.
A resolution authorizing the mayor and/or city clerk to enter into a contract with Zealous Trash Service, Inc. for award yard waste disposal.
Council, we had our city employees for the first time did a quarterly yard waste pickup last month, and that went well. But got thinking, and I found out that Zealous was doing this type of service for Mayflower, I believe. And so I asked them to work up a contract for us on this. And what the contract is it's $1 house per month, so it's $12 a year for solid or for limbs and leaf pickup. And they'll pick it up once a quarter and dispose of it too. And so we don't have to worry about doing it manpower wise, having the vehicles to do it, and where to dispose it. It'll be all on them.
Does that include grass clippings?
There you go. Oh, yes, and grass, I'm sorry.
Does it have-
Yard waste, yeah.
Does it have to be on the ground or can it be on a trailer?
It does have to be on the ground, but that's actually a liability issue. Like if we were to mess up the trailer, then, sorry.
Yeah, you have to come talk in front of the mic so I can get it on tape.
It does have to be on the ground.
You're good.
Sorry, I'm short. That's actually a liability issue because if we were to mess up the trailer, then it's on us to pay for it. So we pick it up off the ground. So
So as long as I don't put it in ditches.
Right, we need it at the
Right,
right of way and not in ditches.
curbside, do you have to be mindful of like overhead things to power lines and tree limbs, because it is a knuckle boom truck with a claw, so. But everything, we do it actually twice a month over in Mayflower, and it goes pretty well. So we haven't had any issues over there. When we pick up, I mean, we can't, so the things that it doesn't include is like if you have a professional come and maintain your yard and clip your grass and stuff, we don't take it from, because that's part of their rates when they're charging you. And if there's acts of God, like a tornado, then of course, we're not going to be able to pick up that kind of yard debris for the same prices. We do the normal quarterly. But
If there's acts of God, then we declare that and we
yeah, that's
pick up.
separate.
It's separate, we
Yeah.
gotta, with ADQ and get a burn pile going, so.
Yeah.
So, I think it's a good thing. It's something that has been asked about for some time for this city. I think it's a good service they provide and a good price. With that in mind, I'd entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2024-44.
Motion.
We have a motion. We have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall,
Yes.
Councilmember McMahon,
Yes.
Councilmember Hefner,
Yes.
Councilmember Brooke,
No.
and Councilmember Rubel.
Yes.
4-1.
Yes, sorry.
4-1, motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll start this at the first of the year.
Yes, we'll get a schedule
Yes.
to you guys so that y'all can get it out to residents and get going.
Sounds good.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Next on the agenda is Resolution 2024-45. Would you read the title, please?
A resolution to establish the annual operating budget for the calendar year 2025.
Council, this is what we went through on the working session, and this is the result of it. And this is approved the general fund budget.
Motion.
We have a motion. We have a second
Second.
for its first reading. I'm hitting there. Any discussion?
Was there any contingencies that everything worked?
Right. Everything's fine. Any discussion from the audience? Seeing none, and thank you for reminding me. Roll call, please.
Councilmember McMahon,
Yes.
Councilmember Hefner,
Yes.
Councilmember Brooke,
Yes.
Councilmember Rubel,
Yes.
and Councilmember Hall.
Yes.
Resolution 2024 has passed. That's a resolution, doesn't need the first reading. It's passed. Thank you. Next on the agenda is Resolution 2024-46. Would you read the title, please?
A resolution to establish the annual ward water and sewer system operating budget for calendar year 2025.
Again, this is based off the working group session we had. Mr. Rubel, you'll have to abstain from this one because it's as your wife's salary in this. Any discussion?
I had a question about,
Sure.
I know the increases were recommended by whoever the governing body is that recommends that stuff. But someone had recommended the,
You know about the water rate increases?
Right, rate
That's not a
increase.
part of this.
okay,
No, this doesn't include any additional revenue for any rate increases we might.
okay.
That'll take place next
I
month.
misunderstood. I thought that was a part of the budget that was all there.
No, we didn't include any particular revenue gained by any rate increases.
Oh, good. Sounds good. I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hefner,
Yes.
Councilmember Brooke,
Yes.
Councilmember Hall,
Yes.
and Councilmember McMahon.
Yes.
Councilmember Rubel, will you acknowledge abstain?
Abstain.
There we go. Thank you for the record.
Okay.
So we have
4-1 with his abstention.
4-1. Okay, so Resolution 2024-46 passes. Thank you very much, council. Next on the agenda is ordinance 2024-23. Would you read the title, please?
An ordinance repealing and replacing ordinance 2023-24, clarifying the duties of the office of mayor for the city of Ward, Arkansas, establishing the salary of the mayor for the city of Ward, Arkansas, and for other purposes.
Council, this solidifies or codifies the rate increase on the budget. I'd entertain any discussion? Sorry, keep forgetting that. Any discussion from the council?
Motion.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the first reading. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brooke,
No.
Councilmember Rubel,
Yes.
Councilmember Hall,
Yes.
Councilmember McMahon,
Yes.
and Councilmember Hefner.
Yes.
Ordinance 2024-23, that's 4-1, correct? Okay. 23 has passed its first reading. I'd entertain a motion to suspend the rules for second and third reading.
Motion.
We have a motion with a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-23.
Motion.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
Second. Roll call, please, and this will be effective 1st of January. Adoption? To adopt it.
Councilmember Rubel,
Yes.
Councilmember Hall,
Yes.
Councilmember McMahon,
Yes.
Councilmember Hefner,
Yes.
Councilmember Brooke.
No.
Ordinance 2024, that's 4-1, correct? Okay. Ordinance 2024-23 is passed. Thank you, council. Next on the agenda is ordinance 2024-24. Read the title, please.
An ordinance amending ordinance 2018-04, repealing and replacing ordinance 2023-25, setting forth the duties of the city clerk for the city of Ward, Arkansas, establishing the salary of the city clerk for the city of Ward, Arkansas, and for other purposes.
Same thing, different position. Any
Motion.
discussion from the audience?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for its first reading. Yeah. While I'm talking, they're motioning. Call roll, please. That's true. That's true.
Councilmember Hall,
Yes.
Councilmember McMahon,
Yes.
Councilmember Hefner,
Yes.
Councilmember Brooke,
Yes.
Councilmember Rubel.
Yes.
5-0. Ordinance 2024-24 has been approved on its first reading. I'd entertain a motion to waive the second and third reading.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-24.
Motion.
Have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember McMahon,
Yes.
Councilmember Hefner,
Yes.
Councilmember Brooke,
Yes.
Councilmember Rubel,
Yes.
and Councilmember Hall.
Yes.
Nikki, you can't vote.
In more ways than one. Ordinance 2024-24 has been approved and will be effective the 1st of January. Next on the agenda is ordinance 2024-25. Read the title, please.
An ordinance repealing and replacing ordinance 2023-28, appointing a city attorney for the city of Ward, Arkansas, clarifying the duties of city attorney, establishing the salary of the city attorney, and for other purposes.
Motion.
We have a motion. Hang on. I was going to do it. Any discussion? Hearing none. Motion. Have a second?
Second.
There, okay. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hefner,
Yes.
Councilmember Brooke,
Yes.
Councilmember Rubel,
Yes.
Councilmember Hall,
Yes.
and Councilmember McMahon.
Yes.
Ordinance 2024-25 has been approved on its first reading. I'd entertain a motion to suspend the rules for second and third reading.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 24-25.
Motion.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brooke,
Yes.
Councilmember Rubel,
Yes.
Councilmember Hall,
Yes.
Councilmember McMahon,
Yes.
and Councilmember Hefner.
Yes.
Ordinance 2024-25 has been approved. Next on the agenda is ordinance 2024-26. Read title, please.
An ordinance repealing and replacing ordinance 2023-26, clarifying the duties of the city council member for the city of Ward, Arkansas, establishing the salary of city council members for the city of Ward, Arkansas, and for other purposes.
Open the floor for discussion.
Motion.
We have a motion to approve for first reading. We have a second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Rubel,
Yes.
Councilmember Hall,
Yes.
Councilmember McMahon,
Yes.
Councilmember Hefner,
No.
Councilmember Brooke.
No.
3-2.
3-2, I'll vote in the affirmative. Ordinance 2024-26 been approved. Entertain a motion to suspend the rules for second and third reading.
Motion.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? We record reflect that Mr. Brooke and Ms. Hefner have opposed a no. I vote for the affirmative for waive of motion. Motion to adopt.
Motion.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall,
Yes.
Councilmember McMahon,
Yes.
Councilmember Hefner,
No.
Councilmember Brooke,
No.
Councilmember Rubel.
Yes.
3-2.
3-2, I'll vote the affirmative. Resolution 2024-26 been approved. Ordinance, excuse me. Thank you, ordinance. Yeah, next one, it didn't have a number to it. It's still got to be 2447? Okay. Oh, mine's not that, okay. And I don't have it on the screen, my apology, but, or resolution 2024-47? Thank you, read title, please.
A resolution authorizing the mayor or city clerk to enter into a contract with Bond Consulting Engineers for the purpose of producing a construction engineering design to include survey work, ADH reviews, and bid management.
Council, this is a continuation of the project we have going to remove the houses off the vacuum, in which we got $500,000 from AEDC, $790,000 loan from the state. We're still debating whether we're going to take that or not, but we need a construction design to see what the costs are going to be, so we make an educated decision on using reserve funds, loan, or a combination thereof. So,
Motion.
I entertain a motion to approve the resolution. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember McMahon,
Yes.
Councilmember Hefner,
Yes.
Councilmember Brooke,
Yes.
Councilmember Rubel,
Yes.
and Councilmember Hall.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-47 is passed. Next on the agenda is Resolution 2024-48. I don't have that on the screen either, but go ahead and read title, please.
A resolution authorizing the mayor and/or city clerk of the city of Ward to enter into a contract to purchase one 2025 Dodge Durango police pursuit vehicle from Red River Dodge in Heber Springs, Arkansas.
Council, this is a replacement vehicle for the vehicle that is probably going to be totaled after we hit a deer last week. Chief's coming forward.
one mistake is a 2024.
Oh, it is 24.
Yes.
Okay.
And the adjuster was here today, looked at it, and he said, it's nothing confirmed. It'll be 2 or 3 days, but he said it's probably totaled.
Okay.
How much is this? I didn't see the contract,
$41,871. We don't
Depends
know,
what we get from the insurance.
but whatever proceeds we have to, go against it,
Right.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a $1,000 deductible, so, and full coverage. So. Any questions? All right, council, entertain a motion to approve resolution 2448.
Motion.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hefner,
Yes.
Councilmember Brooke,
Yes.
Councilmember Rubel,
Yes.
Councilmember Hall,
Yes.
and Councilmember McMinn.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-48 has been approved. Thank you, council, and we'll get that going. Pardon me? No.
Which one got hit?
A 17. Yeah. Good. If you're gonna have one hit, good, yeah. Next on the agenda is a discussion concerning fire department district and dues. Let me see if I can explain this, and then I have several slides to go through to walk us through this. Let me get, there we go. All right, let's just, for background, the Ward Fire District consists of 30 square miles, 3,652 addresses, and City of Ward city limits is 4.3 square miles. I thought it was bigger than that, it's not. 2,816 addresses, so 86% of our fire district is in the county. 22.9%, 23% of the addresses are in the county. Now, going forward with that, just let you know the size of it. That's the Ward Fire District, and if you put the city limits around it, we go way outside our city limits. If you remember, we passed an ordinance this year, I believe it was, authorizing the fire department to respond outside the city limits. Here's what we generate. Currently, our revenue sources, Ward Fire Department receives 1/2 of 1 cent sales tax. In 23, it was 226,000. In 2024, we're looking at 250,000. Additional fundings that we pass through to them are $40,000. Additionally, we get voluntary fire dues in these amounts over the past several years, and in 24, it's down considerably.
Not much.
No, not much, considering it's $50 voluntary fire dues. And if we respond to the far end of our fire district with 2 fire trucks or whatever, we have spent $50 in diesel to begin with. But that's not the whole real reason. If we had fire dues on property taxes, in 25, we did $250,000 1 cent sales tax, or half of it. 25, we've increased it to $43,000 pass through to the fire department. If we had the 836 addresses available in the county, if we did $50 per address, it'd be that amount, $60, $50,000, and $75, $62,000. Now, a little more background. Ward Fire Department is a part-paid municipal fire department. The authority to collect dues is for volunteer fire departments on statute 1420-108. There's really no known authority to collect for a part-paid fire department. And I've had Zoom discussions, and Chris is here with us. We've had Zoom discussions with the county's attorney and Chris and I in trying to figure this out. So what we do, we're collecting now, we send letters out to known addresses, but it's just voluntary, whether we play or not. What we need to do is be able to collect via property tax. That way we have a guaranteed source of revenue. We're not the only one. I mean, this is done all over the state. In fact is, Butlerville gets $50 per residence, Mount Springs, $45, Tri-Community, $45, and South Bend, South Scott, and East Pulaski all get a millage rate. So this is something we need to look at to get a steadier revenue stream and get better revenue stream for our fire department. So what do we do to correct this? The city could put the county on notice that at a date, whatever that date might be, we're no longer going to respond outside our city limits for initial response. Mutual aid agreements are honored, absolutely, no problem. This would cause the county to have to figure out what they're going to do. Establish a separate fire district that is currently the Ward Fire District, create a new fire department within that district. I didn't put it on there, but they could subdivide and give that fire district to the other fire departments out there. I can tell you this, they could probably not deal with it with what they do now, or contract with Ward Fire Department to provide initial fire and responses. There is a lot of moving parts to this, and this is not going to be solved anytime real soon, but I wanted to bring it to your attention and to get your understanding of what's going on, and a motion to inform and continue to contact county leaders about this and work toward a solution. We cannot, should not continue to operate as we are. We are losing money. And there are other ways for this to be correct. I think the solution will be that the county will simply declare that fire district that's outside our city limits as a ward, outside, call it whatever you want to, and then contract with us to provide initial response. The payment would be whatever they collect on property taxes. Whatever they set up, we set up. Whether it's $50, $75, and millage rate, which I like better, because as property goes up, the revenue goes up also.
Motion.
Any discussion?
Have you talked to the county judge?
Have talked to him a bit about it, not in detail because I wanted to come to y'all. I gave him some shot across the bow, if you will, a fair warning that this is coming. OEM will have to get involved also with this. The state probably have to get involved with this. There are procedures in the county's laws about setting up fire districts, and it's fairly easy for them to do, but it's just a matter of doing it. But we might have to force their hand. Any further discussion? Anything from the audience?
Make it happen.
Audience member said make it happen, okay. So I'd entertain a motion to allow me to continue to work this issue. And, okay, got a motion, we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any council, we'll continue working that. Next on the agenda is discussion on selling the water operations building, and I have, let's see, we'll pass that around. In March this year, I asked a friend of mine at Venture Realty to give us kind of a ballpark figure of what this might carry. Yeah, those buildings out there, I think that the value of the property is going to go up because of that. May or may not be. The suggestion at that time was $125,000 listing price. Now that we've torn down and smoothed out the building and made it a little more presentable, I believe, I think it'll be a higher price. But what we would like to do, if given authority to sell this property, then reinvest those monies in putting additional office space and storage space and parking space down at the wastewater treatment plant. As we've already moved our water operations people down there, we need to make additional areas for them down there. $125,000, if that's what we get, would go a long way toward that project. But real property, and it could be. That's what I think too.
Yeah, I think so too.
But we'll have it, we could have it appraised, formally before.
Sonic wants to go, so we might need to.
Well, good. Could be Cracker Barrel. That's right. We've had that rumor going around too. But I think we start this process. At the end of the day, real estate property is a responsibility of the city council. So you'll be the ones who, at the end of the day, decide whether to sell it for X price or not, and then we go forward from there. But
Well,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm against selling property. I think we need to be investing in Ward and possibly, rent it out to, with incentives to get a business in.
Well, I think a business would buy this. I've had a couple of inquiries already about it.
I am against selling
Okay.
property. As once said, they don't make land anymore, but I think we need to be investing in Ward.
As a city? With
Yes,
city taxpayer funds?
yes.
Council, what do you think?
Well, this motion ain't to sell it. This is just to find out what it's worth.
This motion is to list the property, yes. And again, at the end of the day, whether we say or not is up to council. We have had it rented before. A dog grooming company was there for a little bit, and then they moved out, and we put water ops in there. I mean, it could be rented. It could be sold too. And a business move in there, use the existing facility for their needs, or tear it down and build anew.
I know a mechanic that would love to rent it.
I know a mechanic who wants to buy it. Ms. Aaron, do you have a comment? Come on forward.
From planning commission perspective, that is under the UDO. The new UDO is going to change from commercial to neighborhood commercial. And I don't know if that needs to be included with the listing.
Possibly, or we revert it back. We have that decision. So it'd be listed as a current zoning,
Right.
so.
That's my concern, is that somebody will buy it thinking they can put something in there, but something won't be approved before that UDO gets approved.
It'd be grandfathered in.
What's the difference? The difference between neighborhood commercial and commercial?
Commercial is just a business can go in there. Neighborhood commercial usually has business on the ground level, and then a second level will have apartments to rent or units to rent. That's what we're hoping to create more downtown. So that's why we're updating the UDO to have that. So
That's cool.
And it certainly could sell for that also.
yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
I think that would add to the value of the
I
property.
agree.
That's why I wanted to have it on there.
Thank you.
Thanks, Karen.
We could also table this, council. There is nothing pressing on this. This has been going on for years.
I make a motion listed.
We have a motion to list it. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion from the audience? Come on forward. State your name.
Don Waymack, Citizen Ward. I think we should sell the property because the Ward Water Department already has a black eye because you read it on social media, and I would say sell the property and take those funds and not have to have any additional taxpayer money to offset it. So I think it should be sold as a citizen that's been attending these council meetings for a couple of years now.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All right, we have a motion on the table to list the property. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brooke,
Yes.
Councilmember, excuse me, Councilmember Rubel,
Yes.
Councilmember Hall,
Yes.
Councilmember McMinn,
Yes.
and Councilmember Hefner.
No.
4-1.
What's your question?
The question is, I mean, the vote's fine, but,
Motion carries.
yeah, will we have a say in the listing price?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, this is just the beginning process of this,
Okay,
yeah.
so I knew we had a say in the sell, but I didn't know if we had a say in the listing.
Yeah, council has autonomy on real estate. Yeah,
I should ask it before, I apologize.
that's okay. Very good. Next on the agenda, council. We have a need to increase our sewer rates by 2.5%, the COLA rate. State law requires to have a public hearing on anytime you do anything with the sewer rates. I'd like to set a public hearing for December 3rd at 6:30. Need a motion? Need a second? Any further discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll make that happen.
That's in here?
Yes, it'll be in here. Okay. Next on the agenda is my report. I think I notified council in an informational email that sidewalk project 4 is on hold. The bids came back, the estimated came back way high. So we're going to, in talking with MetroPlan, we are going to probably come back to you next month with authorization to put in for a funding from MetroPlan to pay for more of the project instead of this. So it's kind of on hold for right now. Sidewalk, the Starts 5 project, half engineering is working up to 60 cents submit on that. Again, we've talked about the vacuum and we'll go from there. We've already talked about that. Street 8 project, the streets are being overlaid right now. There were several being done today and it'll be done supposedly by the end of the week. But they didn't get started until Monday. They're supposed to get started Friday, so that may spill into next week. But that's good. And in December, the Street 8 committee will meet at the state level, and we'll see if we get approved for another project. Hopefully we will. The RDOT call for project, and what we put in was START 6, basically, was the sidewalk across the railroad tracks. We're still waiting on their decision. The vehicle body cam grant that we put in is still out there. Water tank inspection, they delayed the inspection. They had something to family. Anyway, family emergency. They've delayed it until December 3rd. They'll come out and do that. The UDO that you asked about, yeah, the commission has finished a review of the UDO. Staff, in particular me, is updating the UDO with MetroPlan to bring that to what we had wanted, and then we'll schedule public hearings on that. License plate reader cameras, they are still waiting on our 4th camera to be installed. It's still in RDOT's hand, even though all the checks have been checked correctly. So just wait on them. The Consolidated 911 Center, the construction continues. In fact, it's the Justice Center portion itself and the Cabot Police Department portion should open, I think they said by the end of the month or first of next month. The 911 Center is still under construction in the back, but the consolidation has been delayed till April at the very, very least because of construction delays. And now we've just found out today we have some other delays from Motorola with licensing from the FCC that made him push back further. But we'll get there one day, I guess. Realignment of offices. Give you a heads up, I'm proposing or moving the water office from underneath Bruce and Public Works. They'll be realigned underneath the HR Finance Director. We think this will get a better opportunity for the ladies in the water office because a lot of financial issues come through to them and be aligned underneath HR Finance. Any operational stuff, obviously, will still go to Public Works if there's a meter issue or something like that. But we think this works better, and that's what we'll implement. That is my mayor's report for today. Do we have any public? Mr. Jay, would you like to come forward, sir? Mr. Jay, I'll remind you that this comment period, you have 3 minutes, sir. That's what your time limit is.
Well, I was here last month.
You were.
And I asked some questions about some things, and you never received the pictures this lady did over here, and I was just wondering why nothing has been done.
I didn't receive the pictures.
I sent you the pictures. You never received them again.
I did get them, and my bad, I didn't forward them to him. I'm sorry.
We'll check on them.
But I will say that I was granted $5,000 for city beautification, and my first thought was to get hold of the church that has that one sign that's going like that.
Well, from here, I live on Wilson Loop. There's a bunch of signs that do that.
Yes.
And according to the city ordinance, that your street crew is responsible to do this.
State signs or our individual
All
signs?
signs.
Stop.
All city signs.
Yield.
Stop and yield, yes, those are ours.
Yeah, all the
That's
signs
the
that
state
are
signs.
bent and hanging and wires sticking out of the ground. And I look and I don't see any crews out there doing anything.
I thought of you because I saw the State Highway Department out here working this past, like week before last, on the road, on the sides and stuff. Our road was blocked on Peyton Street, and I thought maybe that's what was happening.
They were taking care of that tree that was down out in front of your place, the rest of it.
You got these trees on this main road here that just hanging, and the power lines look like they're about to bust down on that pole. I would think that'd be an emergency.
Could be. First electric. Yeah.
Well, according to what I'm reading, it's the responsibility of the city. Or the city's not calling them and telling them to do it. That's what I'm saying.
I know the trees were down here on Elm and 367 that were all into lines.
Well, I sent
We had
this
them
lady a
taken
whole,
down.
whole bunch of pictures. She got them.
Rob, if you'll forward them to me, I'd appreciate it. Okay.
Okay.
We'll take another shot at it, another
Thank you.
grab at it. Thank you, Jay. Any further public comment? Hearing none. Announcements. Planning Commission meeting is the 25th of this month, 6:30. The city offices will be closed for the 28th, 29th Thanksgiving. The Christmas parade is December 8th at 4 p.m. Planning Commission, you are going on December 16th, correct?
I'm going to present to
Be presented to, that's tentative. More than likely, otherwise they got it on the week of the 25th, which they probably don't want to do. And our next city council meeting is December 17th. Having nothing further in front of this committee or this council, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
We have a motion with a second. All those in favor say aye, and you are adjourned. Thanks, council, and thanks everybody for attending.